How's it going, guys? It's Arrows. Today I'm going to be my week 1 review and tell you whether or not I believe Dark and Light is worth buying. Let's start this off by reminding everybody that this game is early access, and on the home screen or the launch screen, the developers do state that the game is only about 30% complete, so there is still a lot of work to be done. This game still needs a lot of polish, optimization, and quite a few bug fixes, but they're working on it, and that's part of the early access. There is still plenty of bugs. The biggest one I've encountered so far is the bug with the staff. Whenever you use the staff to cast, like I am on this sheep, it zooms your character in. And when you're done using the staff, he stays zoomed in and then runs slow motion. It's an easy fix. If you change your weapons, it fixes the zoom and the slow motion run, as you can see right here. But every time you use the staff, or most of the time at least, it'll zoom in. One of the other major bugs that has people complaining is the hitbox desync or just not being able to hit a target entirely. You can sit there and swing with your sword or your axe or whatever you have and hit the target. It'll show the representation of you hitting it, blood splatter, but it doesn't register any damage, and people are claiming it's either a desync issue or a problem with the hitboxes where you're hitting the creatures but there's no damage being applied. This is something that can be worked around by using a staff and using a damaging spell, or if you use a ranged object like a bow and arrow or throwing knives or throwing a spear. Most of the time this will get around this, so it's something that's in a melee combat box that is causing this issue. While it's not game breaking, it does make it rather frustrating when you're trying to level up, kill creatures, skin hides and whatnot, but it is something that you can work around. One of the other current issues is currently in most major cities, if not all of the NPCs, guards, vendors are dead. This isn't a bug in the game per se, but it's the players are killing them, and they are killable by players, and supposedly they grant a decent amount of experience, which is why they're killing them. The problem is that their respawn time is so long that you never see them. By the time they respawn, somebody else has already killed them again. They do have implementations coming in the next patch to fix this, giving them more health and letting their health regenerate faster if the player gets too far away or line of sights them or something of that nature. One of the major problems with this, though, is there is a quest that requires you to sell to a vendor. But the problem is that quest is also bugged, which is something that's supposedly being addressed in the next patch that should be coming out soon. There's also a few bugs in PvP, which allow players to access your homes via flyers or other things that allow you to get inside of your house and destroy your stuff, kill you, and take your stuff while you're either not home, away, or logged off. They're addressing these issues and trying to fix them, but it's something that they're trying to find out how it's happening and what exactly is causing it. And on PvE servers, they also have the ability to enable PvP between tribes, so you can essentially go to war. They're also having issues with this where tribes are enabled to initiate war where they normally shouldn't be able to if there's a barrier up or stuff like that. But those are things that are going to be addressed in this coming patch, hopefully, so they should be fixed here rather quickly. But even with all the bugs, is the game fun to play? I personally believe it is. Every night I get home from work, I want to log on, play, do some stuff. Last night I know I spent almost 3 hours probably just building my home, crafting, doing different things. I only have Straw House unlocked right now. I'm still progressing through my levels as I've made a separate character on a PvE server to make it a little easier to film and record without having to be worried about being ganked or killed. But as time progresses, you get farther along and you can do more stuff, explore more, go farther, and it's very entertaining and it will keep you occupied for quite a while. Before you realize it, an hour or two has passed and you realize you haven't done hardly anything and you should probably do something. But you enjoyed it, so it's not a big deal. Is it worth buying it? Most definitely. Should you buy it right now? Probably not. It's something that's still in development, it is in the works, but they are releasing patches and different updates. I know they released a video Friday, July 28th, that's labeled Dark and Light Basics Harvesting 101. That is essentially somebody from their community team giving a brief overview of how harvesting works, whether for new players or people that are struggling to learn how to harvest. It tells you a few quick tips of what to harvest, what different tools harvest certain items. So it's just something quick. It's only about 3 minutes long, so it's nothing huge, along with the fact that they are very active on Twitter, giving updates and answering people's questions to the best of their ability. There's plenty of updates about different patches and bug fixes that are coming, and they try their best to answer them or give you a time frame of when things will be fixed. I know there is a major patch in the works right now that was supposed to be released Thursday or Friday, but it got held back because they're trying to make sure that it's stable, so that way when they put the patch in, it's not going to make the game unstable to where it's not playable anymore. So they are dedicated to the community and trying to make it as playable and as fun as possible, while at the same time improving most of the bugs and fixing some of the performance issues. So in closing, do I believe this game is worth buying? Yes, I believe it is worth buying. I would wait for a few of the patches to come out and a few of the bugs to get fixed, as there is a few right now that make it extremely difficult to play. The fact that it's hard to kill monsters or mobs, it's hard to gather because of these bugs, and some of the other minor ones like PvP and things of that nature. I'd wait for them to get fixed along with a few of the performance issues that they're working on. In the future, it's definitely a game to buy. If you're into fantasy games or survival games, or fantasy survival, it's a good game to invest in. I've had tons of fun with it, and I believe it is something that should be bought for people that enjoy these types of games. If not, at least check it out. Right now in early access, it's about $30, which is probably about half of the price tag it'll have when it releases. So if you buy it now, you'll get it for about half the price of release price. So don't wait too long, but at the same time, you don't want to jump in too early and then hate the experience because of the bugs and broken aspects of the game. As always guys, this is Arrows. I hope you guys liked the video. If you want to see more of my content in the future, hit the subscribe button. I have many more videos planned for Dark and Light, and I'd love to see you guys there. As always, I'll see you in the next video.